Hi everyone, thanks for watching. This is Peggy, and this week's video is going to be a vase, a spalted wood of some kind with some resin embellishments. Here I'm taking the blank and finding center with the center finder. And I don't know if you noticed on one of the first shots there, but in marker on the side it says 50%. That was the moisture level about a year ago. And so I've had this blank for quite a while, and I actually forgot what kind of wood it is. So spalted beech, spalted maple, something. If you know from looking at it, let me know in the comments. So I'm starting between centers until I can make a tenon. And starting out at a slow speed here, I think it's around 500, and starting with the bowl gouge, just making some very shallow passes to try to knock the corners off. And a little faster here, the lathe is running at about 900 RPMs, still with the bowl gouge, making it completely round before deciding on the shape. I have a shape in mind, but it changes part way through, so I won't spoil it for you. We sharpened the bowl gouge here, just trying to get off some of the high spots, making sure it's round and to the thickness that I want. And a little bit of a close-up shot here with the bowl gouge. Testing to see if it's the thickness that I want. Taking a little bit more off. Very light passes here. Starting to make the tenon with the diamond parting tool. And the skew chisel. Taking it out of between the centers and using the tenon to put it in the 4-jaw chuck. I will make sure this is tight and bring the tailstock up. And the next step that I'm doing is to mark a straight line on both sides, on either side, and then I'm going to draw lines, as you'll see in a second, at 1-inch intervals apart. And why am I doing this? This will be for holes that I will drill with a drill, and then eventually put resin in those holes. So there's a line, I don't think I filmed it, but there's a line like this on both sides, opposite sides of the vase. And also not filmed, but I come back and drill the holes deeper because I realized they probably weren't deep enough for when I start shaping the vase. The resin will just disappear if I had left it like that. So here I am again drilling. Taping off either side to stop the resin from dripping. Using Total Bolt resin here, 2-to-1, and I don't need very much obviously because the holes are pretty small and there's not too many of them. I'm going to be using liquid diamond purple. So with the purple all mixed up, I'm going to pour the resin into the holes. Obviously I have to wait for this side to harden, to cure, before I flip it over and do the other side. So this project took longer because I had to wait in between, and then I refilled one of them. Seems when I do a vase, I always underestimate the time. For some reason, I can do a bowl or a platter much quicker. And this vase was pretty narrow, so it took a while to hollow it out and sand it to a degree that I was happy with. And I wanted to mention too, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button. It's free and it helps my channel grow and lets YouTube know that people are watching. YouTube gives the channel's statistics on various things on their channel, and so my channel, I can see that about 75% of my viewers are not subscribed. So help me change that stat. Click that button, please and thank you. So here with this huge chisel, just getting the resin off, and then we'll stop and see where I'm at before I decide what to do next. Back with the bowl gouge, and I'm starting to shape the vase. Lathe speed here is at about 1200 RPMs, and I'm trying to find exactly what shape that I want the vase to be. I had envisioned the top and bottom to be, to be wider at the top and thinner on the bottom, but I changed my mind partway through, as you'll see. And I feel like I say that every video, that I change my mind partway through, but I think it happens a lot for reasons that are good ones. Here I am with a diamond parting tool, making a foot on the end that I thought was going to be the top, but it's going to be the bottom now. I have flipped it around here and finalizing the shape of the curve here. And a shot from above to show you how it's coming along still with the tailstock up. I try to get a few different angles with the camera. I'm not sure what people like. Let me know in the comments if you have a preference for camera angle. There's just a lot of options, and sometimes I get turning and I forget to change the camera. So if you prefer one or the other or dislike one, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. And some power sanding. I started at 80 grit and worked my way up to 400 grit, alternating between power sanding and hand sanding. Denatured alcohol here being applied to clean the surface before applying sanding sealer. And this is the sanding sealer being applied. One coat of sanding sealer, and then I go to the Axe abrasive paste. This is just a Scotch-Brite pad in between that step. And now I'm going to be applying the Axe abrasive paste and then the Axe polishing paste. There is a link in the video description about where you can get the Axe abrasive and polishing paste. Great products at a great price. Just making sure the abrasive paste is in there. And then with the polishing paste. So putting this on, rubbing it in, and then I will turn the lathe on a slow speed and then speed it up to buff it off. As you can see, the shine there is quite noticeable. And it really helps the purple resin shine as well. Using a drill bit to start the hollowing process. Thanks for whoever gave me a tip on one of my last videos. In the comments, somebody mentioned before using the Forstner bit to use a smaller bit, so I just use a drill bit, and it helped quite a bit. Here I'm using a Forstner bit, and it didn't work that great, and I figured out why. I did not film it all, but if you saw that Forstner bit there, it started to smoke a little bit, and it just wasn't cutting, so I went out and bought a new Forstner bit, and it was much better. I think it was just old and dull Forstner bits, and I haven't sharpened them, so I just bought a better brand. I bought a Diablo. If you have a favorite Forstner bit brand, let me know. I'd love to know what everyone is using, and if they like them. I just bought one bit, so I wanted to see if I liked it before I bought a set. Here I'm back to the bowl gouge and starting the hollowing out process. I wanted to take quite a bit of material out. I could have left it like this and had it be like a bud vase, but I also didn't want it to be too heavy. I did leave some bulk material in the bottom. As you can see here, much of it is out as far as you can see in, and it's probably out about 3/4 of the way down the base, and I was pretty happy with that, so I left some weight in the bottom. Starting with the sanding of the inside with 80 grit, and I go up to 320 on the inside. As you can see, using tape here with sandpaper taped to the Robert Sorby tool. It worked as well as can be expected with something like that. I don't have a expensive sanding system that can get in those tight spaces. And here using the drill to flatten the bottom, I use the bandsaw first to take off most of the tenon, and here I'm sanding it flat. I didn't dare to put it back on the lathe with it flipped around. I thought it would fly off. I've had it happen before, once or twice, or 5 times maybe. So putting a logo on the bottom. And there it is, and I will put some sanding sealer on and show you on the lathe. And I know it looks wobbly, but I'm holding the camera with my hand, so, and it's sped up, so it looks more wobbly. But polishing it here one last time and seeing the purple, I think it came out pretty well. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you love it, hate it, so-so, whatever you think. Let me know in the comments. And again, please smash that subscribe button, click the thumbs up, and until next week, peace out.